that go in and out daily, and it's just a byproduct of a growing town. And as you know, that we are in essence a company that is providing service to a resident, service that a private company otherwise would not provide. And we have the same challenges as any other company would be in leadership of the departments that provide those services. So. I think that it's time, and it will be paid for. The majority will come out of MVH, and then the remainder of that salary will be shared with 5 departments. That would be the utility, the town administration, police, fire, and I guess the 5 are water, sewer, town administration, police, and fire would share the remainder of the salary, which is set at $55,000 for the superintendent of the fleet department.
I would make a motion that do we need to do 2 reads on this as salary?
If you want to adopt the ordinance tonight, you'll have to introduce it, suspend the rules, and then consider it for adoption.
Ordinance 2016-43, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Whitestown, Indiana, amending ordinance 2015-27, 2016 salary ordinance. I'd make a motion that we suspend the rules and have second read tonight of ordinance 2016-43.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion that's been seconded. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Rules are suspended.
Okay. Ordinance 2016-43, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Whitestown, Indiana, amending ordinance 2015-27, 2016 salary ordinance. I would make a motion that we adopt ordinance 2016-43.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion that's been seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Ordinance is adopted 5-0.
I just would like to add, if I may, we have a lot of great employees that work hard for our town, and I feel it's important, as we're doing, to support those employees and take the necessary steps to ensure they feel appreciated and stay with the town for many years to come. So, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
You're going to have to kick me out.
All right. Next up, appointments to boards and commissions. Veterans Commission, we will be doing appointments next month, so that won't be on here. But first, we're going to do Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Board. I already made my appointment last month or the month before. Can't remember. So if you guys just want to go down, sort of starting with Jeff, and make the motion for the person that you wish to appoint, and then we'll get a second and take a vote for each one. Let's do that.
So, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Melissa Harkins Rose to the Bicycle Pedestrian Committee.
Second. All right, we've got a motion and it's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, motion is adopted 5-0.
Mr. President, I move that we appoint Michael Kubik to the commission.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion that's been seconded. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion is adopted 5-0.
Mr. President, I make the motion that we adopt Jess Averett to the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Board.
Second. We've got a motion that's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion's adopted 5-0.
Mr. President, I'd make a motion to appoint Ann Simon to the Bicycle Pedestrian Committee.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and it's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, motion is adopted 5-0. So we now have a full Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Board, which is good news, so we can actually start having meetings. All right, up
Hey,
next.
Make sure you work with them.
Up next, we have the Youth Council, and this will, not everybody has someone to appoint tonight, but we're gonna do this in the same manner. as we
Councilman
just did.
Baum, I will get you an applicant.
So Jeff, if you wanna go first.
Yes,
All the kids are young in my district.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Claire McDaniel to the Youth Council for Whitestown.
Second?
All right, we've got a motion, it's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion is adopted. Did you say aye?
I said aye.
Okay, 5-0.
I'm choking here.
All right,
One for you.
Pass.
you pass.
I have to say, I'm very delighted to, wow, 16 years. Mr. President, I'd like to make my appointment Madeline Murphy from 351 East Pierce Street to the Youth Council. It's so nice. I can't believe she's this old.
That's her father.
That's her father. I can't believe she's big enough. So say second.
Second. All right. Is there any further discussion?
Yes, I want to commend Dax for how you went about helping us get to the youth and get really good candidates.
You're
I'm
com-
delighted.
You're commending the wrong person. The
Well-
right person is tweeting somewhere in this room right now.
Well, going to the schools
So,
and
Tanya set everything up. She got the marketing out, discussed it with the school systems. I really
where'd she go?
showed up and spoke, and she has everything to do with this, so don't thank me.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
very much,
Tanya.
because I'm just delighted.
It was a fun process, especially the meeting at Lebanon High School. Those kids were very energetic and engaged. We have not had a meeting with Zionsville High School yet. They're a little tougher to get into, so, but I think we have both Zionsville High School appointments anyway, so we'll get in there someday. Lebanon High School is, and the whole school system is so incredible to work with. Top notch. You couldn't ask for a better partner, and I hope Tanya's shaking her head yes. They are fantastic. So is the Zionsville Community School System. They're great partners as well. We're lucky to have such good partners with our school systems. Principal Doublestein from ZWMS is always active, and I know he's sending a lot of students over here tomorrow, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
All right.
I would
Oh.
suggest that you get with David Rogers at the Zionsville High School.
I've talked to David Rogers.
Last
We'll get in there. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion's adopted 5-0. All right, I would make a motion to to appoint Robert Rollins Jr. to the Whitestown Youth Council.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and it's been seconded. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. That motion is adopted 5-0.
I would make the motion that we appoint Matthew Bricker to the Youth Council. And for those that may vaguely remember his name, he's the first Eagle Scout that we had recognized. Will be a good addition.
Second.
All right, we have a motion that's been seconded. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, motion is adopted 5-0. All right, moving on to the Human Relations Commission. I would make a motion to appoint Andy Markle
Makowiak.
McCoyak to the Human Relations Commission.
Second?
All right, we've got a motion that's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion is adopted 5-0.
That leaves 2 vacancies on that commission. We will work, we have resumes coming in right now, so we'll work to get you additional names to make that 5 again. We wanted to get it back to 3 so we could at least have a quorum, so.
Okay. We're on to the town administration report. No, we're not. Sorry.
New item C.
New item C.
Waiver.
Now if I can- The request to waive permit fees for the So Big maternity home.
You want any additional background other than what Lauren has placed? So-
Can you give us a summary real quick?
I can. So this is well, for the reasons of what they do, they don't want a tremendous amount of press for security reasons. But what they do is, obviously you see it has to do with maternity and basically mothers who need assistance during that time. We think it's a wonderful legacy of the Willie House, which is the blue house just to the south of New Hope on Main Street. For those of you that don't know, I think that the Willies adopted over 360 children and raised them in that home, believe it or not. And there's a plaque and a dedication to their effort at Willie Park in Anson, which is the treed park between the two sections of the Boulevard Apartments. So this is a good legacy to continue on, this home to continue on as a home of assistance for those in need. Now, there's a tremendous amount of cost to bring that home up to code to enable this to happen in the home. And so what we basically said is, because it's a non-for-profit, because they're unique, that we ask you, and this does not set precedent. This does not mean that every for-profit or business is going to come in and ask you to waive fees. This is at your discretion, that you waive the fees for all the planning and permitting fees for this particular project, including, and I don't know if it's in Lauren's description, but including those tap fees as you tap onto the utilities. This does not include the EDU fees. We cannot waive those, but we can waive tap fees for the utility.
So I would make a motion that we waive all of the planning, permit, and tap fees for the So Big maternity home.
Second?
All right, we've got a motion and it's been seconded.
Could
Any
I-
further discussion?
Could I just ask what we did for Habitat for Humanity?
I'm not sure.
I want to make sure that we're being equal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it
you.
was in
Okay, I
front
just
of
want
us.
to make sure that we're being equal.
Yeah, and I totally support this. I'm just curious what the amount of savings we're providing is.
I'm not sure if do we know the full amount of the savings they would have had to pull a remodel or a,
So we did a preliminary, seeing how many inspections we would have to go out there, and that's the bulk of the permit fees of the inspections having to go out there. So it was almost $3,000, just because there's so much work that needs to be done. And so doing this, we would go out there more often than not, and just check up on things, and, because I think they really need guidance on how the code works. And so I think they kind of bit off a little bit more that they could chew initially, and it's a great use for this. So I want to see it thrive. So.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. All right, motion's adopted 5-0 to waive the permit fees.
I
All
know.
right, on to
I know, we got a
town
meeting.
administration.
59.
I know, we got a meeting at 8:15, so I gotta be short. Your eyes tonight are very energetic. Is that because of my sunshine posts on Facebook? Okay,
I don't think that's it.
I'm sorry, sir. Town administration report is, this is my time when I tell you about infrastructure projects primarily, also strategic planning projects. First is the census. You're probably wondering what in the world. Well, it is a federal government program. I don't need to tell you much other than that. So we are hiring census workers now. They're being interviewed and they're taking their civil service testing. We think we're going to be fine in finding all the workers that we need. We'll begin the census count sometime in mid-November. The office for the census will be Lexington Circle, which is the old utility office. They will be going out door to door, which will likely stir up some issues, and we will make sure that Tanya and I work hard to get all the marketing out there that we can, that these people aren't coming to try to break into your home. And they are going to ask you some fairly detailed questions. Once it is complete, which will be sometime mid-November, the census office will be shut down, the workers will be finished, and it will be certified for the federal government, we think sometime around mid-January. We will receive the additional dollars for 2017 based on those certified numbers. So that's where we are in the process of the census right now. We think the number will be somewhere around 6,500 to 6,800 at the end of the count. So, the median landscape project, we've kind of taken aback a little bit. As we said the last time, we're using some engineering firms to try to help us. We think we're going to use DLZ to design that. We can move that into the 2017 budget, take it out of this 2016 budget. It's not urgent. The parkway is looking better and better every day, so it's nothing incredibly urgent. The entrance signs, as you've seen, have gone up, at least the 4 initial signs. There are 6 additional locations that have been identified, but I think that those can wait until the 2017 budget as well, and those can be funded out of the Maple Grove bond. The current 4 signs are funded out of the Maple Grove bond as well. That's a good use of Maple Grove bond money. There will be landscaping. What's left to do for those is there will be landscaping for the sign that's up by the interchange, and there will be the addition of a thank you for visiting Whitestown added to the back of the sign as you're going east towards Zionsville. There will also be some additional landscaping around that sign as well. So that project is coming to a close, and contrary to some people's popular opinion, or contrary to some people's opinion, and I think the signs look very nice. The interchange project, and I guess this is a very opinionated topic as well. If you've been there between 7:15 and 8:30 in the evening, or in the morning, and between 4:30 and 6:30 in the evening, you will see that what they did, Dan Cutshaw is here, thank you sir, works way better than we ever had imagined it working. And I know that I've gotten a lot of feedback from my neighbors that live next to me in Royal Run who use it, of how thrilled they are that there's 0 wait. Not just reduced it by 5 minutes, but there's no wait whatsoever at any time of those days, and there's no more traffic backed up down I-65 to 865 stopped waiting on a semi to land on top of you. People, as the engineer said, people have gotten used to the traffic configuration. We're having less and less people that are not understanding it. There will obviously be some people from out of town that don't get it. There's still some of the project to complete, such as the cantilever sign, which shows you what the lanes do as you're coming on that northbound ramp. There's a fairly large cantilever sign that still needs to be installed, and I think NDOT has approved the design of that sign and the installation. That should be coming very soon. So, although there was some headache or some fear of the change at first, and it was a little difficult to maneuver, from what we've observed, and I go there about every single morning, it's working better than we ever thought it would have worked. So thank you, Dan, and your team. You did an excellent job. Thank you very much. Indianapolis Road Trail. Did they pave it all the way to the neighborhood today?
No, they took the paving machine out of there to do Main Street.
Paving machines up here at Main Street.
So
It's nearly done.
it's nearly done. There's just a short stretch right next to Eagles Nest that's not paved.
And there will
People
be,
are already using it, though.
I believe Jason said that there will be a chairback curb or something there that separates the trail from the street there as you get 750 and you're going south.
Yeah, I saw they cut the pavement.
Yeah, very good project. We're happy it's being installed. We're going to get pricing for the trail to go north up Indianapolis Road. We believe that there may be some funding out of the Perry Industrial TIF to be used to build that portion of the trail all the way to 267. So, roundabout is in, where are we? I know it's not you now. No, don't answer that question. I'll try to answer. It's not Dan's purview anymore. I believe we're in the land acquisition phase for the roundabout Indianapolis Road and Whitestown Parkway. That phase will take us into next year, where we'll then begin the phase of finalizing the engineering and beginning the construction process. That will probably be a little bit difficult during construction, but we'll make it work as best we possibly can. Tomorrow begins the milling of all the work that we funded with the SCA 67 money, and the Community Crossroads money will begin in earnest tomorrow. The trail was part of that, but tomorrow would be the milling of Main Street, the milling of Royal Run Boulevard, the milling of Ottinger Drive, Perry Worth Road from the new stretch all the way to Anson, to Anson Boulevard will be milled and resurfaced. So that all begins tomorrow. And we are one of the only communities will actually get our SCA 67 project completed this year. And NDOT took note of that, and they're very happy and impressed with our ability to work hard to get ours done. We have about $500,000 of SCA 67 money left after the grant. I'm suggesting that we leave that in its line, add some rainy day fund money into it, because then we can apply for another round of Community Crossroads money next year and have upwards of about $800,000 more dollars from the state to use on road projects next year. I can't remember if I'm forgetting anything project-wise. I don't think I am. Strategic doing. So we've had our session with the staff. We need to have our session with you all. And so that either needs to be a full day Saturday. I know. A half day during the week. But it's time to have our session with you all, and then it's time to have our session to create the town strategic planning process. So I'm hoping sometime in December, when maybe it's a little bit slower, that we could do that, and then move into the strategic planning process. The CIP, the Capital Improvement Plan Task Force, will meet, I think, not next week, but the week following, and then HWC will get started on actually the creation of helping us create the Capital Improvement Plan book, if you will, to present to you all for hopefully approval and adoption sometime in December or January. That is town administration report at the moment.
Any other business?
Just one more. Tomorrow is the torch as it comes through town. The bicentennial torch comes through town tomorrow. The torch committee, or the bicentennial committee locally, for some reason they had a hard time including the fastest growing community in the state into all of their process. I'm not entirely sure why. Tanya hasn't had the best of time with them. As a matter of fact, we weren't even listed on all of their maps when it originally came through. So Tanya took it upon herself to create her own committee of one and create a celebration for us. So I'm glad that she's done that. I don't know how many kids from Perry Worth are going to assemble in the Legacy Corps tomorrow. They've made t-shirts. Do we have that? It's in her office, so I won't take time for her to get it. The kids made their own t-shirts. Tanya and I have one of those t-shirts. And then as it comes down Whitestown Parkway, we'll have people assembled along the parkway and here. I think about 400 students from ZWM, from Zionsville West are coming. I think about the same amount of students are leaving the Boone Meadow building, coming outside and lining up on Main Street. Tanya's to be commended for her work. It's kind of a last-minute affair, and her committee of one support for the celebration of the bicentennial as it comes through the fastest growing community in Indiana in 2016. And I think that we should have been much more widely recognized, and we were not, and that's unfortunate, but we made lemonade, and I'm glad that she's made the lemonade.
They'll know by our new signs where they're at.
They hopefully will know by yes. They need some education, but that's okay. And that's my plug for what's happening tomorrow. I think it'll be a good event. Thank you.
I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Yeah, motion's been seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Meeting is adjourned at 8:10. We don't have a resignation.
What?
She's gotta send it.
Well, she said she thought she,
She's gotta send us a resignation.
For what? The
so we
cap-
just gotta appoint,
The RDA.
so we just gotta appoint you.
Hello?
What?
We just gotta appoint you secretary.
No.
I want to make sure I have spellings correct
Hmm?
for
Which ones?
the appointments.
Yep.
Do you have that someplace where I can get to it?
Here is one of the youth council. I think I have
Do
them.
we have to get approval of the parents? Are you for Zionsville? Mr. Murphy?
I need another copy of it. Oh, we had to mail a copy for grant.
Do you mind if we give your daughter's
Okay,
name to
I get that.
in the Zionsville paper for her appointment? And let her know if there's anybody else in our area who might be interested. I cannot believe she's that big. I am.
There's two of them
Oh, I mean,
for the youth council.
but then I have to commend you because it's sad. I haven't seen her out running around. She is, and I was like,
Was this-
holy
was that-
cow,
was that your-
impressive.
No. You don't
Good
have the
for
resume.
her.
Thank you very much, I appreciate all your help.
Absolutely,
C-L-A-I-R-E.
absolutely. It's
And
been done a long
McDaniel,
time
let me
ago.
go double check, but it's McDaniel with a small C, but let me verify that.
Hey,
You
hey
are
Kevin.
welcome, all of
Is
us.
that